So should you play Aven Colony in 2023? I think so, and I'll tell you why and when you should pick up this game. If you like games like Anno 1800, Surviving Mars or other city builders with a real-time strategy aspect, this game is a lot of fun. It's not as hard as Surviving Mars and not as in-depth as Anno 1800. It's more centered around the atmosphere, relaxing playstyle and solving a few challenges here and there, while you maintain and create your sci-fi otherworldly city. The settlers have of course certain requirements. In this game that would be food, water, air quality, entertainment and commute, among others. You also have to provide energy for buildings to keep working. Then you have nanites, which are necessary for building, as it is a lightweight metallic nanomaterial used in structural 3D printing. You can accomplish all this with the resources provided on the map. But of course, there are maps where the resources are less common. And that's pretty much the whole game. The campaign consists of a few get this before X or accomplish this, but it's pretty basic stuff. So don't expect a very big and in-depth campaign. Then again, I've yet to see a game like this with a very good campaign. I always feel like the campaigns are always extra here, or even act as a tutorial for the game itself. In this game, there are events and enemies, and even alien-like attackers in the form of spores. They will attach to your base and slowly destroy buildings, spreading in the process, or even make settlers sick, resulting in a smaller workforce or unhappy settlers. Events look more like meteor storms, lightning and even giant worms which attack buildings. There is a year cycle in the game too, which means that every now and then you will have to play in the winter, which basically only means less production of food. Now building stuff can take quite long, but luckily there is a time slider where you can speed up the game 8 times, which I really like, because sometimes you really have to wait on a certain building to finish before you can continue here. Something I dislike is the fact that you have to build construction drone hubs everywhere to move somewhere unknown on the map. You cannot just build somewhere and lead the tunnel to it. You have to have these construction drones everywhere first, and in order for them to be functional, they have to have a workforce active. So if you want to build from one side to the other side, it's basically always a big tunnel with 10 construction drone hubs in between and a lot of hover car stations to bring in the workforce, which gets repetitive quickly and feels really unnecessary. You can see the resources that are important on the game interface at the bottom. From left to right, you have the amount of food, water, storage space, air quality, nanites and power. You then got some overlays too, which show you the source of a problem, most notably air quality, but also crime rate for example. The other menus look outdated, and that's a shame because it kind of ruins the experience for me. It looks as if it was a game from 2004 on that front. Now with all of that out of the way, how does it run on Xbox? Well, it runs alright, I'd say. Loading times are extremely long though, for what I'm used to with the Xbox Series S and X. It seems like the game isn't optimized for the newer machines. I'm not sure how that experience translates to PC, but from what I've seen, it runs better over there. And the graphics look much better too. Even though not bad on the Xbox, you can clearly see they chose FPS over graphics here. There is also the occasional crash, especially when loading saves and starting up the game, which is quite annoying because it already takes so long. Luckily, it doesn't crash when playing. When coming back to this game, you can expect saves to be gone though. Not sure why that is. I played earlier this year, and those saves, except a few, were all gone. Maybe that has to do with compatibility with certain patches, but noteworthy nonetheless. I feel like this game has a unique perspective on the whole genre. It feels very relaxing. The atmosphere with the fauna and flora that's tailored to an alien world, the music which is also really good, and which helps with the immersion. The only thing it lacks is the replayability, and that's the big killer. After the campaign story, you basically build, destroyed, played and played again with everything this game has to offer. The sandbox feature was therefore left untouched, because I had seen enough after completing the campaign. Now I got this game for free with the Xbox Gold games, where they give you free games each month. But if I were to give a valuation to this game, I'd say it's a fun game to play around with for a maximum of $15. It's on sale all the time on Steam. On Xbox, not so much, so just save it and check for sales there too. You can also check the internet for a digital game code. They sometimes have better deals when it comes to these kind of games. All in all, a very fun game, which I played for around 17 hours.